Staying hidden is essential for survival on PvP servers, so we proudly present Top 10 Hidden Locations on Extinction. This video is sponsored by Mitra 9. Mitra 9 is a kava and kratom seltzer company which provides an alternative to alcohol. These drinks give you a high, but without the impairment. They have a ton of great flavors, my favorite being tropical. Simply go to mitra9.com and use my code Outcasts and you will get 25% off your entire order. If you're looking for a great alternative to coffee or just a way to get you going in the morning, Mitra is definitely the way to go. Now, back to the video. Coming at number 10, this can be found at 1.2 latitude and 12.5 longitude, and this can be found in the sunken forest. So we come down over here and look for these roots. Here's a little overview of the area to help you find it, and then go straight up into the ceiling. Now this area is a pretty decent location, however, these are really meant for a tribe just to kind of build super high up or super hidden, so a lot of people don't really mess with you. Yes, these spots are more open, but you got to think about it. They're not entirely just rat holes, they're more of just hidden locations, meaning they're more open, so you have a lot more room to work with. So this is your one location. I recommend using a cliff platform up here because the cliff platforms are going to make your life so much easier. And you do have a little area down here as well, just a bunch of different entrances, which is why this is at number 10. Coming at number 9, this can be found at 27.4 latitude and 18.5 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now this can be found directly at the entrance to the sunken forest. Here's the overview of your area. So if you look right underneath, this is right underneath the terminal, this is your location. Now shockingly, a lot of people don't even know that this spot is here, and a lot of people don't really fly over here in the first place. The only reason why they would be near you is if they are above you using the terminal. Other than that, it's not a bad spot. The only downside is that it's not super flat, so you can't fit too much stuff in here. You got to build on a cliff platform or just on some pillars. But yeah, other than that, it does make for a pretty good, honestly, a pretty good hidden spot. As well as you do have a little rat hole over here, but I don't think that you can get in here. I mean, the entrance is just not big enough. Coming at number 8, this can be found at 24.2 latitude and negative 7.4 longitude. That felt weird to say. I've never said a negative location before. Anyways, here is your location. This can be found in the sunken forest. Again, most of these spots are in the sunken forest just because that's where the majority of people are going to be living. But yeah, this one can also be found up here in the roots. This one has a lot more protection. So the roots will protect you a lot more from people trying to get in. So you only really have one main entrance. And there's not a crazy amount of room in here, but again, with cliff platforms, you can fill up this entire room and you will honestly be fine. You have tons of room, but you do have that other entrance up here, which is a bit of a downside. However, it still works for a pretty good base spot. Coming at number 7, this can be found at 68.7 latitude and 64.8 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this can be found in the wasteland. Now I know building in the wasteland isn't always the best idea. However, this one is a little bit different. Now this is really more for your compact tribe, if that makes a little bit more sense. This can be found right behind these walls. Now these walls are super thick, so you can't really mesh bite or do anything crazy like that. So honestly, it's not a bad location. The only downside is it's very tight. It's only about one foundation worth of fitting things in here. So if you're a solo or a duo trying to kind of keep yourself more hidden, it would be a good spot. Just defending it is also a little tricky because, your structures can be damaged by the dinos. It's a little bit trickier. This spot is a little bit bigger. However, you got this little entrance right there, and it kind of is a bit of a downside. So if you can figure out how to build in here, go for it. It's honestly a pretty cool spot. Coming at number 6, this can be found at 55.8 latitude and 29.6 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now this can be found over in the city. Here's the overview of your area. It's actually directly underneath the city, but yeah, here's this location. Now this is a pretty big entrance. However, it is honestly, it's got a lot of room. The only downside is that you can't build super tall in here. You have to build about let's say 2 foundations up. No, I meant 2 walls, not foundations. But yeah, there's not a ton of room to build up in here. Like you can't fit an 80 forge or anything, but you do have a lot of room to work with if you can build small. Coming at number 5, this can be found at 49.0 latitude and 42.7 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this can be found directly in the middle of the map, directly in the middle of the city. Now this location does get a lot of hate, but I've personally built on this spot before on a server, on a PvP server, and I lasted quite a while. Now, shockingly, a lot of people don't look up here for some reason. I don't know why they don't, but they just don't. And raiding up here is really tricky as well because you're super high up, meaning that everything has to be flown up. It's an absolute pain. It's a really good spot to live in though. Coming at number 4, this can be found at 13.6 latitude and negative 7.8 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this can be found in the sunken forest as well. And this one is actually one of the really good spots, mainly because it's super high up. As you can see up here, it's kind of in this little crevice area. So if you can build some kind of ceiling with cliff platforms, I guarantee you it's going to be a crazy hard raid. So yes, it is more compact. You don't have a crazy amount of room to work with. But if you have some hanging, like a chandelier or maybe even two, I guarantee you it's going to be a struggle. People are not going to be able to get in as easy, especially with it being so high up. Coming at number 3, this can be found at 45.6 latitude and 60.7 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this can also be found in the city, and this is a unique spot, I will say that. So as you can see right here, it is actually inside of one of these little buildings areas. Only downside is that there's a couple entrances and it's a little bit tricky, but it is kind of a cool spot. So you do have a decent amount of room, like you can fit an Indie Forge in here if you have the clipping on, and you can overall fit the majority of your items in here. Just these two entrances are a little bit tricky to figure out how to defend, maybe just some spam turrets, but yeah, other than that, it's not a bad location at all. Coming at number 2, this can be found at 11.3 latitude and 10.0 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now this can also be found in the Sunken Forest, and this is another one that is in the roots. These roots are just honestly amazing for just hidden base spots. So yeah, up here, this can also be found in the ceiling. This is another ceiling spot, so if you can do a chandelier layout with some cliff platforms, it's going to be a crazy hard raid again. But yeah, I mean, overall, these spots are really good. And so anytime that you can find roots and you can find a high up spot just like this, I would highly recommend taking them. They're just overpowered. This is one of the bigger ones though. So yeah, if I were you, take this spot. Trust me, it's going to be crazy overpowered. Coming at number 1, this can be found at 42.9 latitude and 30.7 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this can also be found in the city again, and this spot is actually a pretty good spot. So as you can see right here, right next to the stairs, this was also on ASC by the way, but anyways, this spot is overall not bad. You have a good amount of room as you come into here. Now this is where you're going to want to put your turret wall or just spam turrets everywhere. It's completely up to you, and your main spot is in the back. Yes, you don't have a lot of room to work with, but if you can just defend that main entrance properly, then you can take over that other spot. But yeah, overall, it's one of my favorite spots. It's just very compact and very tight. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like if you're new and hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching.